Up next, we are thrilled to welcome Tom Gallagher, VP of Engineering at Microsoft Security Response Center. Tom has dropped by to talk about ongoing efforts to work more collectively with the wider cybersecurity community. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great. So what are your impressions so far of Black Hat?
Yeah, so I've come to Black Hat many times over the years. The first time I came was in 2000, a lot smaller,
wow.
a lot smaller conference then. The reason that I come is really to engage in the community and to learn. There's a lot of interesting things that people are doing. They give us ideas where we can go back and make improvements, and we want to tighten the relationship with other people in the community.
Sure. So can you give me sort of a rundown of some of the things that really grabbed your attention?
Yeah, there's the presentations themselves. There's presentations about AI and Windows and all those things. We're also having a lot of side chats with people about work that they're doing that's not quite there yet. It's a great two-way conversation where people are going in and trying to attack the products in certain ways, and we know how the architecture works, and so we can explain some of that, and they'll give us more insight into the mindset that they're using to try to break our products, and so we can together make things better.
Understood. Can you give us an explanation kind of where you sit inside Microsoft and why your relationship with the cybersecurity community is so critical?
Yeah, I report to the CISO of Microsoft, and I'm the VP of Engineering for the Security Response Center. What that means is any vulnerability that an external person finds, they report to our team. And then we go and do a technical analysis of that. We work with the security researcher and with the product teams to improve things. We think of the bug as a hint, and so then we go and do a deeper investigation and saying, okay, this bug was in this product or service. Does it apply in other areas? What are ways that we can strengthen our overall system so that that type of issue is eradicated from our products and services? We really want to build all these things into our systems, so it's not like a human has to get it right every time.
Right.
Because that's not a way to win. And we also don't want to just fix bug by bug. So we'll think a lot about, are there mitigations? Are there things that we can do to just break this whole class of attack?
Tell me if you have any advice or guidance for researchers that want to work better with you and your team.
Yeah, so first of all, the reason that we're here is it's a two-way street. We want to get better at everything. We want to engage. I think we want to have a collaboration. It's not a one-sided thing. The things that researchers can do, the better the detail that you include in your reports, the more actionable it will be. The more information you can include, that's always going to be helpful. Thinking about the impact and trying to tell that story of, okay, this thing will have this outcome, those will all be very helpful.
I've always wondered why there isn't more standardization among reporting formats. It seems that there is such a wide array of ways in which researchers will submit information about bugs. Is there any kind of effort to standardize that reporting process and the details required?
We have a research portal that
so
people can...
static where you have the answers.
So I think early in the days, people were writing free-form emails, and that's not great. We now have a research portal where you can log in, you can submit bugs, you can see status of issues that you've reported. Because it's properly formatted text, we can go and do things to analyze, try to figure out things that are really important and escalate those faster. Mm-hmm. And then on the outcome, the times when we go and fix issues, Microsoft's been publishing CVEs since 1999, whenever a customer needed to take action. At the end of June, we started to publish CVEs for cloud critical vulnerabilities, even when there was no action required. So that's just a part of our effort to be more transparent with the overall community.
Interesting. So since you are such a sort of traffic cop in the wider world of bugs that are being reported out there, you have a very unique view of the landscape. And I'm wondering if you're seeing any specific trends or anything that you think is interesting.
Yeah, I think AI is very interesting. Typical like software security bugs, somebody gives you a repro steps, do A, B, and C, and you'll see this outcome. With AI, because it's non-deterministic, that may not happen. There are also other complications where AI systems can guess or hallucinate at things, and so we have seen some reports where a researcher is going in and they say, I was able to get some secrets coughed up by the AI system, and we go in to investigate, and the AI system has actually just made those up, and so they're not a real secret.
So that really makes it tricky.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get deeper into that? Is there a strategy?
We have a team of people that are working on it. Part of it's about logging, and can we go back and try to understand things. We try to understand the overall types of attacks and how likely things are, and then kind of poke at the systems to really make sure that they're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We've also been invested in the AI space for a while, and we're publishing white papers and things like that about AI security.
Where do you estimate sort of AI security maturity is? Are we still in the infant stages? Are we walking and toddling yet? Where are we?
I think we're in the, we've done some things to mature it, but we're certainly in the early stages, and we're learning things all the time. One of the things that our team does is we have a bounty program. In the last year, we introduced AI into the bounty program. And so before we go and say, hey, we're going to pay for AI bugs, we really have to get clear about what it means, what's the bar, what's the severity, all that stuff. Yeah, and so we spent a lot of time ourselves working through, figuring it out. Then we worked with some people in the security community, and then we've iterated a bit on that since.
Have you seen a lot of interest in the hacking community, the white hat hacking community, in turning their skills to AI? Is there a lot of interest in that?
Yeah, and I think there's certainly a lot of interest in it. There's a couple different tracks there. There's the track of, I'm going to use the AI system to find a vulnerability in the underlying system, like a more traditional security case. There's also a bunch of things around safety, where can I get the AI to emit hate speech or other things like that. Also, the way that people interact with large language models is very accessible. So you don't have to be a coder or technically deep, and that's really awesome because it's opening the doors to more people, and we have more diversification in people that are finding and looking for vulnerabilities in AI systems.
That is so interesting. So you can be a bug hunter without coding, knowing code at all.
Right. It's kind of like social engineering without having to trick a person. You're tricking a machine, so you don't have to get all sweaty and think that somebody's about to uncover you.
That is fascinating. Are you seeing any other trends beyond AI, or is that, it does seem like the dominant talking point around the
AI is certainly a big piece. Another trend that we see is we have products that are on-prem, like people installing Windows. There's certainly interest there. It's not growing at the same amount that some of our service-based things are. There's a lot of interest in people doing cloud work, and that makes sense because customers are certainly going there as well.
And nervous about it, yeah. Tell me, let's talk about patching for a minute. Can you tell me what your sense is of the community's ability to get patches done faster? I know that is a constant effort. Are you seeing a lot of gains in that, and what kind of is Microsoft doing to help grease those slicks and get those patches done faster?
Yeah, so Microsoft has a Secure Future initiative that began in November of last year. Earlier this year, we put a lot more energy into it. One of the pillars, there's 6 pillars, one of the pillars is about accelerated response and remediation. I'm the owner of that pillar for the company.
Great.
And so we spend a lot of energy trying to figure out ways that we can accelerate that. There are things where we're going to go and make our systems smarter, like we talked about, where you have formatted data. Are there ways that you can mine that data to find the most interesting things first and put people on that in a prioritized way? And then are there things that we can do to help product teams fix issues faster? And then going in and getting everybody aligned on that same outcome. This is something that's happening across the company is really great. One of the things that rolled out last week is Microsoft has our performance, we call them connects. There's different sections in the connect. It's not very many sections. There are like 3 or 4. There's one that's dedicated to security.
Okay.
And so every employee is expected to go and really focus on security as part of their work.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I very much appreciate your time, and you sit in such a unique position for the community. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, Tom Gallagher, VP at Microsoft.